Gents, red pill story again. If you have a bluebill friend who seeks validation from women, share this story with him.
Gentlemen, don't fall for a woman's lie. I will give you an example. I just got back from my buddy's place, after a long, gut-wrenching story my friend for over 20 years told me. And after listening to this god-awful story, the only thing I could think about in the back of my mind was, thank God, I am a mito. So, my buddy, who we will call Mark, was married for about 4 years, when his second wife, yeah, didn't fucking learn the first time, decides to up and leave him, on the famous irreconcilable differences, even though he paid the bills, food, water, you name it. This is a common occurrence with females after a child is born. He has a kid, from the second marriage. He finally got his divorce papers, finalized May of this year. So, Mark meets this girl, a co-worker of his now ex-wife. They start dating, didn't really work out that well. He breaks up with her. A month passes by, she calls him up, and says she has something important to say to him. Yup, she is pregnant. Then Mark says the quintessential line, every blue pill trap set up for a man says, she said she was on the pill. I can't believe what the fuck I'm hearing. They go to the clinic, and sure enough, all the tests are positive for this pregnancy. If it's his, only time will tell. Not only is he paying child support and alimony, but he has a love child on the way. So Mark's ex-wife finds out. She goes batshit, like total batshit. She confronts this girl. Because, remember, they work for the same company. And a full-on catfight ensues. His ex-wife is pissed, because there's some sort of history between these women in the past. I am not sure what or why. But now his visitation rights may be in jeopardy, because his ex-wife doesn't like the ex-girlfriend. Mark showed me the texts from his ex-wife, and one of them said, I'm going to fucking kill you. And I hope you die. So to add insult to injury, his ex-girlfriend, who is now pregnant with his child, doesn't want any part of him, because she feels he's not an honest man, and says, I don't want you in my child's life. Yeah, just rub the salt in the wounds. If that's not fucked up enough, she's also telling him about how much sex she's been getting, and how awesome it feels to be 4 months pregnant, and to be getting fucked by all sorts of dicks. Then Mark has the naive thing to say, I can't believe she's pregnant with my child, and is having sex with random men. To think that women are these innocent docile creatures is absolutely insulting. The only reason why I know some women can do fuck guys while they're pregnant is because a friend of mine who was in the army, after coming home from a deployment in Iraq, caught his wife fooling around with numerous men during her entire pregnancy. With the proof of photos, emails, text messages, sex tapes. My army friend is also a mito now. Now, you might be asking, could Mark's ex-girlfriend be lying to him just to manipulate him? Of course. However, I don't put it past any woman to stoop that low. Not only is he getting hit mentally and financially from his ex-wife, who was just diagnosed with having bipolar last year, but now from his ex-girlfriend, who wants him to pay child support. Both women are using these psychological bullshit tactics to fuck his mind. Growing up, Mark always needed a woman's assurance, or love and acceptance. He was a latchkey kid, in which both his parents hardly gave him attention or love. I do feel examples like these make me feel the mito life is for me, all the way. To have a psycho ex-wife and ex-girlfriend, who only see you as a sperm donor, or vaginamony, should shake any man to his core. After listening to my buddy Mark, I felt that giving any sort of input or advice up to this point would be useless. Why? Because given previous experiences, I gave him advice on certain things, money and women, were never taken into consideration. So I felt I was only there to listen to his problem, and let him rant. The only advice I did give was, document the threats made against him, via email or text messages by his ex-wife, and when the kid is born from his ex-girlfriend, have a paternity test done. It sucks to see men fall for this trap. So in closing, I leave you with this: a wise man learns from his mistakes, a wiser man learns from other people's mistakes.
This is what happens if you refuse to learn your lessons from your first experience. You will pay for your first, second, and third experiences. My advice to this man is, find a hobby and a hooker. Always use a condom. Get paternity test done for his ex-girlfriend's child. As for his wife, nothing else to do there. That is a mistake you pay for. You now know the consequences. Save all communications and keep a log of your activities, so you know exactly where you were and what you were doing when your ex-wife accused you of violence. When in doubt, abort. If you like to hear more of these experiences, comment, subscribe, and bang the bell. What better way to save a brother than spreading your story? Send your stories to redpill.story@gmail.com. Contribute at patreon.com/redpillstory. Cheers. See you tomorrow.